One of the biggest problems people face when it comes to wanting to become physically healthier, more active, and working on their overall aches and pains is not knowing where to start. As a physical therapist and a personal trainer, I've seen this situation play out 1,000 times before. And so if you don't know where to start and you want to stand a better chance at taking back control of your health and wellness, in this video, I'll be going over 10 game-changing tips that I've used with my clients and patients over the years to help them find the necessary confidence, motivation, and even enjoyment that enables them to take back control of their physical health and eliminate pain in the process. So let's get to it. Hello, all you wonderful people. Welcome back to another video. I'm going to dive right into it here and not waste your time. And as I go through each one of these tips, be sure to ask yourself how it might apply to you and your own personal situation. You'll find a lot more meaning and value in each one of these if you can see yourself within that tip. And I will say that I'm super excited to share these tips with you, as I so want you to experience a more meaningful and rewarding life. And make sure to stay tuned until the end, as if there was only one single tip to follow, then that one is the one to know, follow, and implement on a daily basis. All right, here we go. So tip number 1, taking control of your health and continually working on your overall well-being will always be an ongoing journey. This means there will always be things to learn, and you will make mistakes, and there will be ups and downs regardless of whether you're a fitness rookie or a seasoned veteran. Now, I'm 2 decades into my pursuits, and I am still learning and still making mistakes. But this journey is way less intimidating, way more doable, and dare I say, even more enjoyable when you take the pressure off yourself to always get it right and have to know everything. Now, too many people never even start or give up shortly after simply due to feeling overwhelmed. And if you want to avoid this feeling, then give yourself permission to make mistakes and keep learning as you go. Keep yourself as safe as possible, mind you, but thereafter, give yourself permission to not get everything right. Because it's not about getting everything right, it's about accepting that there will always be more to learn and embracing the fact that there will always be highs and lows. And if you can realize this and can accept it, then you'll likely find that the pursuit of health and wellness is one of the greatest teachers you could ever have for all sorts of life lessons, fitness related or otherwise. All right, tip number 2. Now, since your health and wellness pursuit will always be a journey, it's critical to fall in love with the process and not just the end result themselves. Now, when you fall in love with the process, whatever aspect of the process that may be, you have something to look forward to each and every time you do your fitness-related pursuits. Too many people only find meaning in the end result or the major milestones, and as a result, they lose their motivation in the ongoing pursuit of it all. They have nothing to look forward to when working on their goals, and instead feel like they're slaving away while losing all their zest for something that could be an otherwise beautiful experience if they only found something meaningful in the ongoing process itself. So ask yourself, how can you fall in love with the process? What's going to make all of this meaningful to you? Dare I say that if you can answer this question, you hold the keys to a healthier life within your hand. All right, tip number 3 is focused around 3 central tenets that help simplify and prioritize the process of looking after yourself. It's critical to keep things simple when embarking on a new endeavor, especially one that involves looking after yourself. There is profound power in simplicity, and while the following 3 rules may seem simple, believe me when I say that not nearly enough people abide by them. So they go something like this. Rule number 1, prevention is better than any cure. Rule number 2, never let a minor issue become a major one. And rule number 3, when in doubt, seek professional help. So take some time to ask yourself what those rules mean to you and how they might factor into your own personal situation. When you can do this, you can save yourself a world of frustration, pain, and health issues across the board. All right, and tip number 4, celebrate every little victory along the way, no matter how small or inconsequential it may seem. And doing so will keep your momentum going in more ways than you can likely realize, and this can be a game changer for a lot of people who are starting out on their pursuits. Now, big victories are great, but they may be few and far between at times, so keep your tank full by celebrating all the good stuff that you can make happen along the way. Think of every little victory being analogous to dropping some spare change in a money jar. It will add up at an incredibly quick rate and will help keep the momentum going when it comes to feeling inspired and empowered on your journey to a healthier life. All right, and tip number 5, set behavior-based goals and consider prioritizing those over outcome-based goals. Now, outcome-based goals are the ones we're most familiar with and tend to set the most. They're the type of goals that focus on the end result without focusing on any aspect of how you conduct yourself along the way. There are goals such as, I will lose 20 pounds in 4 months, and I will be able to run for 30 consecutive minutes in 2 months. But you may just find that setting goals that are based around your behavior towards your health and fitness pursuits are much more motivating and rewarding. And as a result, they're much more likely to keep you on track with your pursuits. Now, this is because sometimes you can do everything right, but you don't meet your targeted outcome. And this can feel really discouraging and even make you wonder, what's the point? But if you set a goal that's based around your behavior, well, then that's the type of goal that you have great control over, and a sense of control is everything when it comes to feeling empowered with your pursuits. Now, these are goals such as, I will work out for 30 minutes 3 times a week for the next 6 weeks, or I will eat 2 additional servings of vegetables per day for the next 2 weeks. Like any other type of goal, you can set short-term, medium-term, and long-term behavior-based goals to help you make sure that you stay on track with your pursuits. So remember, when you focus on your behaviors, you'll have a great sense of control throughout the process. So yes, set some outcome-based goals, but set your behavior-based ones as well and consider prioritizing those along your journey. All right, tip number 6 is to make your movements meaningful. Now, this is especially true if you tend to get easily bored with exercises or fitness regimens in general. Now, the truth of the matter is that unless you're training for a highly specific activity or event, or competing at high levels within your sport or activity, then you actually have a lot of variety that you can put into all aspects of your fitness routines and pursuits. So it may be worth picking out movements or exercises, or having someone help you out with this, that relate to real-world activities and pursuits that you enjoy. As an example, if you enjoy gardening, picking movements and exercises that help you keep your knees and lower back strong, or help reduce aches and pains when you get down into gardening positions, can be movements that you're more motivated to perform or to find greater enjoyment with, since you can ultimately see how they can help keep you doing your gardening activities. So find meaning in your movements, and this whole journey of yours is going to be one that is sustainable and enjoyable. All right, tip number 7. Ask yourself why you want to make your fitness or lifestyle change 5 times. Now, this little drill is known as the 5 whys, and it can drastically help you uncover just what it is that's driving you towards wanting to make a positive lifestyle change. So here's an example of what it looks like. Question 1, why do I want to lose weight? Well, because I want to have a better quality of life and live longer. Question 2, well, why do I want to have a better quality of life and live longer? Well, because I want to see my grandkids grow up and to be active with them. Question 3, and why do I want to see my grandkids grow up and be active with them? Because family is important to me and I want to be a good role model. And question 4, and why is family important to me, and why is it important to be a good role model? Well, because I won't always get to see my grandkids, so I want to maximize what time I have with them and help them make good lifestyle choices. Question 5, and why do I want to help them make good lifestyle choices? Because I love them and I want them to have the best life possible. So based on these questions in this example scenario, it would seem that the individual's driving factor isn't so much about themselves, but about their desire for their grandkids. And as a result, the realization of this core desire becomes an incredibly powerful and driving factor in their lifestyle and fitness pursuits. So ask yourself why at least 5 times when it comes to getting down to the core factor that is really driving you to make a change. If you can do this and reveal what it is that's truly driving you, then you'll likely find yourself having much greater reason and direction when it comes to changing your lifestyle for the better. And tip number 8, community is everything. Now, going it alone and being a lone wolf probably isn't in your best interest. And even the most highly motivated and dedicated individuals in the world of health and fitness will tell you that having others by your side throughout your healthy lifestyle endeavors will produce dramatically better results and overall drastically higher chances of success. Now, whether it's a gym buddy, joining a club of like-minded individuals within your community, or even belonging to an online community, your chances of staying on track and experiencing greater and more fulfilling outcomes drastically increases when you go through the process with others. And not only does this help you with your physical health, but it also greatly enhances your social health and emotional health as well. And in this day and age, there are online communities for basically every type of lifestyle endeavor imaginable. So take the plunge, find a group or community, and get plugged in. Now, I cannot state how much of a game changer this truly is. Get plugged in with others and get drastically better results in various domains of your health and wellness. And for tip number 9, compete against yourself. Now, sure, it's good to have a friend to compete against in some sort of friendly fashion, but many people who are simply training to become healthier and feel better about themselves make the mistake of feeling like they need to compare themselves to others who they may see in the gym or towards a similar lifestyle pursuit. Now, unless you're training for some sort of actual competition, leave the comparisons aside and just compete against yourself. Now, I can't tell you how much more enjoyable and sustainable your pursuits will be if you learn to focus on yourself and tune out others around you whom you feel you need to compete against. And FYI, this is something that I myself continue to struggle with, especially now that I no longer compete in lifting or other sports. Remember back in tip number 1 when I said this whole thing is an ongoing process? I wasn't kidding. And tip number 10, no matter how many times you feel you fall short on your pursuits, and no matter how successful you are with becoming fit, healthy, and pain-free, remember that none of it determines your God-given worth for who you are as an individual. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be healthier, look a bit healthier, or feel better about yourself. Those are all admirable desires and worthwhile outcomes to pursue. But if you feel that your worth is tied to your successes or failures within these pursuits, then you will at one point or another likely find yourself feeling oddly dissatisfied with who you are as an individual. Health and fitness works best when your pursuits are built on a solid foundation of knowing your worth as a human being. It serves as this beautiful sort of anchor that keeps you settled during the storms, but also from preventing your ego from floating up into the clouds. So, remember that you're awesome and that no matter where you're starting from or where you plan on going, your innate human worth will never change. So there you have it, 10 fitness tips that you can consider implementing when starting out on your fitness and lifestyle pursuits. And I hope you got something meaningful out of this video. If you did, hit that like button, that would mean a lot to me, and consider subscribing if you do want to stay up to speed with all the content that I'm putting out. So everyone, keep taking care of yourselves, keep looking after one another, keep making great things happen, and I'll see you in the next video.